Republicans need to be cautious about not being divided, because this is a divide and conquer thing that they just love to do. And I think we're somewhat vulnerable to it. We won't be, because I think we see through it all. But nonetheless, this is what they're trying. And it gets back to the H1B visa thing. And it all sort of erupted over the last couple of days because somehow Vivek started tweeting about this, and then Elon was tweeting about it. And the next thing you know, the media is jumping on it, and they're like, oh, because they love it, because they see this opportunity to drive a wedge right down the middle of MAGA. Because you have people that are big Trump supporters that feel very strongly that we should not be having foreign workers come here and possibly make less money and do jobs that Americans can do. And then you have a contingency of people, and I would actually argue the president is with them on this. And this is an Elon thing, but I've known Trump a long time, and he's always been very pro H1B visa, or at least visas for really, really super talented people that can only do one thing that you can only get in one place. And his fury has been that the system has been abused, and we can't allow for that, but that you do need to be recruiting people that can help the nation, right? So this is what's at odds. You've got some people that say, no, we don't want anybody coming in no matter what, because those jobs could go to Americans and they're going to undercut the pay. And then you have some saying, well, no, like there's like the 0.001% of engineers in the world that maybe are only going to come out of these specific countries, and we ought to be able to recruit them. We ought to be able to bring them in. And so this is why this is now suddenly an issue. Vivek writing over the weekend, the reason top tech companies often hire foreign-born and first-generation engineers over Native Americans isn't because of an innate American IQ deficit, a lazy and wrong explanation. He said a key part of it comes down to the C-word culture. Tough questions demand tough answers, and if we're really serious about fixing the problem, we have to confront the truth. Our American culture has venerated mediocrity over excellence for way too long, at least since the 90s, likely longer. That doesn't start in college, it starts young. Now, he's not wrong on that, right? Like, if you're going to actually prioritize math and science, you got to prioritize math and science. If you want to have the best engineers in the world, you've got to make it really, really important in the curriculum. And let's face it, they don't make that so important in curriculum. No. You know what's way more important than math and science nowadays? Making sure you know your pronouns. And you understand that there's no such thing as gender. That's what they're feeding you in school today. No math and science. They're not creating engineers. They're creating a bunch of wusses. And that's a problem. So now Vivek sent that out. People started, flipping out, and you have the left trying to drive a wedge. And then you have Donna Brazil. Remember her? She's over on ABC News. Funny, it all comes back to ABC and Disney, doesn't it? ABC News over the weekend, she tries to say that Elon is out there trying to run the show, trying to control Trump, and this H1B visa thing is a great example of it. Watch.
We don't know. In fact, Don, what I've told, and we'll see how this plays out, I'm told that Elon Musk is not going to have a pass.
He's not going to have
a pass with a White House pass. He'll be able to go when he has an appointment, but it's not like Mar-a-Lago where he can hang out 24/7 and sleep there.
Yeah, but he's going to control the conversation. He's going to control the vibe. Not only on his X platform, but we saw this week and the previous week that he is dipping his finger into a lot of so-called soup. And it's not just immigration, but look what just happened with the House. With the House vote on the government shutdown. He was like, shut it down. So Elon Musk is going to have a lot of influence in this administration. This is Donald Trump, who back in 2016, after he won, he wanted to look at the H1B program. He wanted to reform it. He wanted to see if it impacted American workers and American jobs. And all of a sudden, he's now embracing it. I think because Elon Musk is putting a lot of pressure.
Okay, so Rachel, what's going to happen with the speaker's race? Because
you know what? That's actually not totally right. And again, I'm just going to go back to, I've known him a long time, and I remember what he was saying in 2016, and he's actually been very, very for H1B visas. He's tweaked it a little bit in that he doesn't want H1B visas so that somebody can go hire an accountant or anything else that you could really get here. But in terms of top tier engineering talent, he's not against that. Here's Elon Musk basically laying it all out there. Elon's like, I'm not backing down. I'm not backing down from this. I feel passionately. Here he is, quote on X. text saying, the reason I'm in America, along with so many critical people who built SpaceX, Tesla, and hundreds of other companies that made America strong, is because of H1B. Take a big step back and F yourself in the face. Woo, okay. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend. So I think that was meant to sort of calm down some of the more rabid people in the base that feel very strongly that we shouldn't have any H1B visas. Here's a thought. Like, why not say, okay, you're going to come here. We think you're the best engineering talent they have in India or in Timbuktu. But here's the deal. Maybe there is actually a path to citizenship for those folks because you actually do want to keep them here. What I don't like is the idea that you have foreigners coming here, working for American companies, and then going home and taking all of that knowledge. Many of them are educated here. They're educated here, then they work for American companies, and they take that power and know-how, and they take it back to China, or they take it back to India. I want it to stay here. Thank you very much. So that's a nuance that perhaps they could be looking at too. But what I don't want is to see the Republican Party start to get splintered over this, because I'm telling you guys, we got everything going for us right now, everything in the world going for us. And we're going to see a tremendous 2025, and we don't need to be derailed by the likes of Donna Brazil and others in the media, the mainstream media, that are desperate. You just watch. Like, this is going to be the MO for The View next week or whenever they come back on TV. I think they're off. I'm not off. I'm here. I'm here no matter what. Come rain, come shine with you guys. But I think a lot of shows are off. That's why you're seeing a lot of talent on television that you've never seen before. I'm like, oh, that person's new. But a lot of people are off right now. When The View comes back, one of the messages that you're going to hear over and over again is the H1B visa thing, Elon, and how Elon's calling all the shots. I happen to know that Elon's not calling all the shots. And I can tell you that because Scott Bessent would not be Treasury Secretary right now if Elon were calling all the shots. Elon actually wanted Howard Lutnick from Cantor Fitzgerald, the really, really established bank. Obviously, Howard's great, but he didn't get it. He did not get the gig because Donald Trump wanted Scott. That was not an Elon pick. Elon was even tweeting, don't forget, for Howard, and it didn't happen. So, important stuff to consider.